I'm not sure if anyone has anything else to say, but I'm going to let people in from the waiting room because it's after 3 now.
That's fine.
What about the order of the program? How is it?
We'll have people in. We'll have people in. We'll welcome them into the show. We'll do the disclaimer. What's the title again? Health is a breath of fresh air. We'll do the disclaimer. We'll ask about last week's experiences, any testimonies. We'll interview Manor House. I'm sure people will have questions for Manor House, so that we'll have to keep an eye on the chat. And then we'll go into Edgar's presentation, followed by the challenge set by Chris. And that's it. Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Sorry, guys, I didn't realize my sound was down.
Okay, people are coming in now. Okay. All right then, good afternoon, everyone. It's 3 minutes past 3 and we are ready to start today's show. So I hope you've had a good week. For some, it's been interesting, trying to adjust to the new way of life, really, because a lot of the children are going back to school now. However, we have a lot to share with you about coping under the current circumstances. So before we go any further, I'd like to invite one of our co-hosts to read the disclaimer for today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining TTI. So the disclaimer, only a physician can diagnose, treat, and prescribe for illness or disease. Any information disclosed or discussed at the TTI Zoom talk show, our presentations that we present or do any live demos is for educational and informational purposes only. And please continue to seek medical professional advice from your general practitioner regarding any illness or disease that you may have. Please enjoy this Zoom platform.
Okay, as you can tell, I am outside, so there are some environmental sounds like the airplane that's flying above right now. I'm sorry, I can't control for that. I'd stop it if I could. Well, no, I wouldn't, because it's flying quite fast. But some of you might not even know us. Oops. Yeah, some of you might not even know us on here. So just to let you know, TTI are a group of friends with a like desire for ministry. And so I'm Sharon. The person who just read the disclaimer is Charlene. And you'll get to meet more of us as the weeks go by and as today goes on, really. So each week we set a challenge. Last week was no different. And it was to make some salad dressing. There's 2 demos we did. We did a plant-based mayonnaise and a plant-based pesto. But before I ask you how you got on with that, just to let you know, as a reminder, today's show is called Health is a Breath of Fresh Air. And that's another reason why I'm outside, accompanied with my friend here, Pomegranate. Okay, you might think, what's that got to do with a breath of fresh air? Stay tuned and you will find out. Okay, so over to the challenge. Now, if you've taken part, please unmute and let us know how you got on. Is that someone trying to tell us how they got on with the challenge this week? I know a few people did try it. Marie, how did yours go?
Hi, Sharon. Sorry I can't put my video on, but it was
Okay.
it was absolutely fantastic trying out the challenge. I posted in the women's group yesterday because throughout the week we've been just using lots of sun-dried tomato and olive especially, and we kind of made our own variation to it as well, to make that pesto like that Edgar shared on last Sabbath. And it was just fantastic. So we had it as a spread for sandwiches. We had it in our salad. We made like waffles, and it was like our spread for a waffle as well. It was amazing. And as a result of, that bit of inspiration, we found that we were eating far more of our veggies that we should be having anyway, but it also helped, to boost the amount that we actually consume each week. So it was simply fantastic. And next week we'll be doing more salads. And what I liked about the pesto was that you didn't just have to stick with the olive and sun-dried tomato, like you had showed in the group as well, Sharon. You could put other things in it, that you like, and it was just such a versatile thing to have this week. So thank you, and Edgar, for sharing that last week.
That's brilliant. That's fantastic testimony. Thank you so much. I mean, it reminds me, eating raw can be just, well, who knew eating raw could be so tasty? It's just amazing. It really livens up things that you perhaps thought, I'm not sure if I like that. Add a bit of pesto, well, you can call it whatever you wish, but plant-based pesto to it with some good tasting garlic in there, and your plate just wakes up if it wasn't awake beforehand. And if it was, then it just gets an extra boost. Yeah, it's like a shot on a plate. Fantastic, really good. Anybody else have any experiences? Did anybody make the mayonnaise? We put the recipe on the ladies' WhatsApp group. I'm not sure if it was forwarded to the men's WhatsApp group, but we put it on there for both, really, for the pesto and the mayonnaise. And as Marie said, you can make it how you desire. So if you have excess spinach that you need to use up, you can do that. I actually had some what's the plant, celery. I've got some celery leaves, and I was going to use that, but I did something else with it instead. But you can, if you even go online, you can see a celery leaves pesto recipe. So there's a lot we can do to encourage the family to have more raw food and more salads. Okay. Jonathan, did you try the pesto?
Not this week, Sharon, but I generally get it for lunch for work oftentimes, but not this week.
Okay. Okay, well, you're the connoisseur anyway, so yeah. Right. There's a few comments asking for the link for the WhatsApp group. So if one of the admin team can pick that one up and just put the link there. Right, so this week, before we go into our presentation for today, we have a special guest, or a few special guests for us this week. We're going to tell us something about a special place that's now dear to my heart. You may have heard of Manna from Heaven. Well, this place is called Manor House. So I'd like to invite some of the team from Manor House to unmute. There we go. Hi guys. Hi Lucille. Hi Arthur.
Hey, lovely seeing you both.
Lucille she didn't know she's got an extra special place in my heart because Lucille's also my mother's name. So anybody called Lucille.
Yes,
it's
I was
special
named
to me.
after my grandmother, and she is now passed, and she was a very old lady. So I've got an old woman's name.
Yeah, my mum's
Lucille is
passed.
also my mother's name.
Wow.
Ah, okay.
An old woman as well, Miss Fine.
Yes, well,
So it suits you.
Whatever. Okay. Right then. So, Lucille and Arthur, I have some questions for you that we'd like to. Well, I'm sure others will also have questions by the time we finish the interview. But I've got something for you. First of all, what is Manor House and where are you located?
okay. So, did you want to take this question? Yeah. Well, Manor House is a ministry. It was set up in July 2017, and we've been sort of working on it. It's a health and wellness ministry. So even though we have a building, it's not just linked to the building. We do we go to people's homes as well. So it's a ministry. We have a team of people, and we work with people who have lifestyle conditions, and we support them to improve their health. And if people are healthy and they want to bring their health up to a higher level, we work with them as well. And it's located in Staffordshire. It's on the border of Cheshire. So it's located between Manchester and Birmingham.
Thank you. That's in the UK for those of you who are unfamiliar with these areas, because we have an international audience here. Yeah. Right, so, and it is literally on the border, because I know as you come out, there's a sign that says Cheshire. I saw that last week. Okay, so what was the inspiration behind setting up Manor House?
So, well, I'm glad you say the word inspiration, because we believe that we were inspired by God to do this work. We consider ourselves the least of those people to do this work, but God essentially set Arthur and myself aside to do it. So he put a desire on our hearts to set up a wellness centre in England, and to our knowledge, there is no other wellness centre in England. There are a couple in Scotland. So we were impressed to open a wellness centre in England.
Okay, so God inspired you. He was the full inspiration.
Yes.
Now, I'm aware that you do programs like 7-day programs and 10-day programs. Can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yes, we do, as you say, Sharon, we do a 7-day program and a 10-day program. Essentially, there are two types of programs that we do. We do the refresh program. That's for people who are essentially well, but they want to take time out. They may want to relax. They may want to have a period of time to think about their health. So they have no significant health conditions. They are not on any medications. And we do the Restore program. And the Restore program is for those people who have a health condition, who may be on a number of medication as well. So we do those programs. This year, we have just been running the 10-day programs. And the 10-day program, we see better outcomes than the 7-day program. So if you think about the story of Daniel, he had to do a change in his health, and he said, give us 10 days. So this year, we've just been running the 10-day program. And so we just finished one, was it last month? And we're going to have another 10-day program on the 13th. And even though we say we have the 7 and 10-day programs, I know we have people who'll be coming on the program who'll be staying for 2 weeks. And some who may even want to stay longer. Again, it depends on their health condition.
Okay. So as well as the 7-day and 10-day programs, can people book single-day treatments?
Yes, they can. We have a day clinic. So our day clinic operates from Sunday to Thursday. So people say, for instance, they want a lifestyle consultation. So they will come in the morning, we do the assessment, we do the body chemistry, and we do other checks that a GP or a practice nurse would do. And then we devise a program for them specifically tailored to their need, which they would follow. And we also have other other therapies that we provide in the day clinic, for instance, colon hydrotherapy, massage, and other things as well.
Right. So it sounds like there's a lot going on there. It's a busy place.
It is. Yes, we're having more and more people contacting us, and we just rely on word of mouth and recommendation. So if people have had a good experience, we hope that they will recommend it to other people, and that is what's happening. People are really getting what would you say? They're essentially having a good experience, and they want to recommend it and share it with those people that they love, or their family members, or their very good friends as well.
Okay. Now, I've been to a spa before, and I had some massage and I know they do lots of other treatments as well. Maybe some things that I wouldn't have, you know. Well, I would have a facial. Yeah, I've had that as well. Is going to Manor House a bit like going for a spa break?
I know people have contacted us thinking it is a spa, because we do have like a jacuzzi bath, and we have the steams, and we do massages, but I would say it's not a spa, because usually in a spa you go there and you say, look, I want this, this and that, and this is what I'm going to pay for it. However, with this approach, we look at your health condition. We do an assessment first, and we recommend the therapy, and it's a therapy that will help to move your health condition to much more healthier. So that's what we do. So yes, we can have a discussion with you about what you would like, but ultimately we would recommend something that would improve your health. So I would say it's not a spa. We also do health presentations as well. We also have, if you come on a residential program, we have morning and we have evening manor. That's what we also have. So, and we also sometimes we do practical demonstrations to show people. You talked about the pesto sauce at the beginning. We may do a demonstration where we show people how to make certain things as well. So no, it's not like a spa at all. There's a lot of health education as well.
It sounds very holistic. It's my kind of place. Okay. Right. Is it, I know you said you kind of tailor what people have, or you make suggestions as to what people have when they attend, when they visit. But is it possible, say for instance, I had a significant birthday coming up, hint, hint. No, not really, that one's gone. But say I had or someone had a significant birthday treat or a special occasion. Could they go along for a treatment package? For example, they might say, you know, is it possible to book in for a massage, a sauna, and a colon cleanse package? Because everybody needs a colon cleanse, right?
Yes, absolutely. We do that. Yeah, so if you wanted something like that, yes, you can come. If you want to stay overnight, yes, we accommodate that as well. We've had quite a few people coming from London. In fact, I remember a group of women all drove up from London, and they had a colon session, you know, colon hydrotherapy session. So a lot of them, one after another,
wow,
were getting cleansed internally. So yes, we can do that. It's my pleasure to give somebody a colon hydrotherapy.
Wow, a colon cleanse party.
Yes.
Who'd have thought? Sorry, I'm still chuckling. Okay. could somebody, for instance, book a loyalty, like people like to go for, you know, a loyalty thing, they all, the supermarkets, everybody's doing it. Okay, so could people book loyalty multiple treatment visits? For example, you might want to go for monthly massages and, you know, maybe do buy 5 and get the 6th one free or something like that.
Yeah, it sounds like you're going to Tesco's. Have to get one free. Well, first of all, what I would say, why would you be having 5 massages or whatever? I would want to know, what is the purpose of having all these therapies one after the other? It has to be linked to a health condition and what you wanting to improve your health. So that's my starting point. Why would you want to do that? So if you have a condition that is supported by, say, regular colonic hydrotherapy or regular massages, then I'll say, yeah, fine, go ahead. But if it's just, oh no, I just like it, I would say, well, you know what, let's look at the cause, let's work, especially if you're thinking about having a massage to treat a condition, a symptom. I would say, let's see if we can identify the cause. And so you won't need to keep on having a massage all the time.
Okay, sounds good. You really are treating the whole person, not just the, some people have a desire and it's not, sometimes it's not just the desire.
Yeah, absolutely.
That
because, especially with allopathic medicine, their focus is on the symptom. So what we're trying to do is get to the cause. And then once we find the cause, I always explain it like, you come downstairs and you see water on the floor in the kitchen. And so what you automatically would do will mop it up. And the next morning you come downstairs, you see water on the floor, and again, you would mop it up. If you come down a 3rd and a 4th time and you see water on the floor, you should start thinking, where is this water coming from? I need to find out the cause. Where's the source of this water? Is it a broken cistern? Is it a loose washer? Is it a corroded mechanism in the tap? You find the cause. And so that is the approach that we adopt. We try and find the cause so that you don't keep on having to mop the floor, keep on having therapies all the time.
Yep. Okay, good answer. Okay. Right, so an individual might say, I can get free health assessments from my local hospital. What would you say to convince this person to book a session at Manor House?
Yeah, usually when people come to us, they've already sort of made a decision to go down the natural route. And I tend not to try and persuade people. It has to be a free will choice. But it always reminds me of 2 kings in the Bible. Yes, 2 kings that God described as being perfect. There was King Hezekiah, and then there was King Asa. Yes, both these kings were described as perfect. They did fantastic reformations in Israel. They were attacked by enemies, and God miraculously delivered them from their enemies. And interestingly, both of them became sick. And we're all familiar with the story of Hezekiah. When he became sick, and Isaiah said to him, look, put your house in order, you're going to die. He went and prayed to God. And before Isaiah left the palace, God had said to him, look, I'm going to give, I've heard Hezekiah's plea, I'm going to give him 15 more years. And to heal him, put some figs on his wound. And within 3 days, Hezekiah was well enough to go into the temple and praise God. Asa, King Asa, he became sick. And when he became sick, he just sought the physicians. And for 2 years, his condition became increasingly worse. And after 2 years of excruciating pain, he was diseased in his legs. He died. And when he was buried, his legs must have stank so much because they had ulcers and putrefacting things on it that they had to burn a lot of incense to cover it. So the Bible stories show us there's 2 approaches. You can choose to follow God's way, or you can choose to follow allopathic way. It's your choice. So we don't force anybody. We just tell them this is our approach. If you choose to follow our approach, we'll work with you. If you choose to follow God's approach, we'll work with you and we'll support you. But it's ultimately your choice.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
There's gonna,
is it
I was
possible,
gonna,
Sharon, we just want to share a story about a gentleman who came here, and he left last Sunday, and he had problems with his legs, and his legs was being dressed for 8 years
wow.
by the district nurses, and eventually he came to Manor House, and he was just here for 2 weeks. So do you
No,
want to?
but no, I think it's all right what you're saying, Lucy. The thing is, the reason why Lucy is speaking most of all, because Lucy is the health director, and my responsibility is looking after the estate. And so sometimes when we're sitting here, I feel like a bit of a, not quite a dummy, but not saying too much. It's because Lucy has the responsibility of the health here. But this gentleman, though, I must say, we worked with him and we had some, praise God, some wonderful results. And when he left, he was a different person than when he first came. And so you're right, just like the example that you gave, he came with ulcers on his legs. I think it was really quite saddening, as many of our cases are. Our healthcare come with many different health challenges, diabetes, hypertension, cancers, and many other, obesity, and many other health conditions. And this gentleman had ulcers on his leg, as you mentioned, for over 8 years. And his wife was asking him to attend Manor House for, I think, about 2 years. And he thought that he didn't want to, because he was a person who ate meat at every meal and he flushed it down with Kool-Aid. And but the pain came so intense. So it came to a point where he couldn't bear the pain anymore. And as a consequence, he listened to his wife and he came here. And the amazing thing, praise God, that within 3 days, remember this gentleman's wounds were ulcified, I don't know if that's the right word, but was suffering with ulcers for 8 years. And within 3 days, when he came here, his ulcers started to heal. And by the time he left, he was walking. By the time he left, he had not eaten for the 14 days he was here, no meat, no Kool-Aid, and his life was transformed. In fact, he rang today and he was speaking to him for what?
40 minutes.
40 minutes, and he could not but praise what God had done for him. And furthermore, he's able now to share his testimony with others. And so it is, as Lewis mentioned, we don't advertise because word of mouth is better than advertising. And we just give God thanks that we have this opportunity to share God's law, health laws with people. And those who have decided to adopt the health message certainly has, we found that has greatly improved their health.
And one of the things about this gentleman is that he's one of our oldest health guests. So he was 89 years old and he was going to be 90 this year.
Yes.
It's going to be 90 this year. And he still wants to live, and he made the changes. So here's a testimony that whatever your age, you can make changes to your life and improve your health.
Wow, that is such a good testimony. Now, I've seen quite a few pop-ups on my screen, people asking, do you have a website? Have they got a website? Where can we have their full address? We want to, there's other places with a similar name. So could you make that available in the chat?
I've just put it in. So I've put our website there, and it's Manor House, and it's like manna from heaven, manorhousehealth.co.uk. And I'll put the address up as well in the chat.
So for those that are on YouTube, they might, I don't know if they can see the chat, but it's, can we just spell it out? M-A?
MANNAHOUSEHEALTH.co.uk. So it's Manor House Health, just one word, .co.uk. And it's manna as in bread from heaven. MANNAHOUSEHEALTH.co.uk.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm not sure if we have any videos that you may have available, perhaps with more preparation specifically for that, we could have done that. But I know you've got videos on your website, haven't you?
Yes, we have videos on our website, and we're adding to the videos weekly. We're hoping to do the video of this gentleman whose feet have improved. We're going to show what we did to help his legs improve.
Any pictures?
Oh wow!
I mean of Manor House.
Oh,
that you could share with us, just so our audience could see Manor House.
all right.
You are co-host, so you should be able to do so.
Oh, well, just give me a few moments then to open it. Let's see how you do this. Yeah, well, just keep on talking for a little while
That's fine. That's fine. We've kind of put you on the spot there. So, but I think we've evoked a lot of interest in Manor House on here. And I know there are other centres in other places. In South Africa, there's the, Dr. Louisa, can you pronounce it for me, please? I know you're in here somewhere. Or if anybody knows how to say Kreman, I can't say it.
Kwamqemane in Pietermaritzburg.
Oh, wow, bless you, brother. Okay, yeah, that's somewhere in South Africa, another wellness center. And I'm sure there are others, well, we know there are others around. So Edgar is going to be presenting his presentation very shortly, but I'm not sure if you've got a photo of Manor House yet.
Yeah, it's coming, it's coming.
It's coming, okay. In the meantime, while we're waiting, anybody else have a testimony of their experience making their salad dressing this week? I know I tried it. Although Edgar did the demo, I did my version of it and it was good, very good. And I had it with pasta and I also had it with potatoes. So you can use it for, here we go.
So that's a picture of Manor House.
Beautiful.
Yes. How do I? Is that the end?
They are doing it now.
There's our contact details. All right. So unfortunately, the video I'm showing is sort of running ahead. All right, so this is a demonstration kitchen. This is a couple of the health guests and when we're doing the demonstrations. Let's look. That's the reception area. This is an example of the health guest bedrooms. So that's just an example of one of the rooms. We are in a semi-rural location. So we look over the fields and the canal. So we have 8 en-suites. So when you're having your cleanse, sometimes you're needing to go toilet frequently. So we have 8 en-suites. This is the education lounge. So as I mentioned earlier, we do health presentations. every day, as well as the morning and evening manor, and that's done in the education lounge. So Manor House is set up like a home-like retreat. So it's not like a hospital at all. And this is one of the treatment rooms. So we have the bath. So people will come straight from, say, a hot bath into the shower, cold shower, and then they'll come to get a massage afterwards. So which way is it going? It seems to be going backwards. Sorry about this. All right, so
Okay.
that's the
TTI. Cool.
yeah.
Go on.
There's a treatment room, another treatment room, and that's the colonic machine just there. And this is a picture of the dining room. Now, with social distancing, we've had to separate the tables so that people are 2 meters apart. So that was before COVID. And here's an example of some of the foods. All the food is plant-based.
Mm.
And this is a picture some time ago. It's changed a lot since then. And we grow a lot of our food and the herbs as well. We have a lot of herbs that we grow. So if you come here, you'll be having a lot of organic foods to eat, which is grown in the polytunnel. And in terms of the walks, so there's quite a few lovely walks around Manor House as well. So this is where we go for walks. All right. So Manor House is literally next to a canal. And this is a picture of our first Restore to Health program. That's it. Okay. Wow.
Fantastic. That was brilliant. Thank you for that walk through Manor House. In fact, as a group, the TTI admin team, we went there on Sunday last gone, and we were so blessed. We are so welcomed as well. We feel like part of the Manor House family. Thank you. So somebody said, are there programs happening during COVID? And I know that you are taking precautions to make sure that everybody's safe.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, my background, I'm a registered general nurse and a registered health visitor. I also have a Master's of Science in Public Health. So I'm very concerned about risk, infection control. So we've put in, we've done risk assessment, and we made a few changes, not much because we had a lot of things in place beforehand in terms of the hand washing facilities around the place and alcohol gel to disinfect and paper towels. Those were already in place. The major thing that we've done is just separated the dining room so that there are individual tables where people can sit 2 meters apart. But yes, we are still having programs during this time.
Fantastic. Now, I know some people have joined us late. Some of you may have even missed the little video presentation we had at the end of the interview session. So we do have this stream on YouTube, and it will be available for you to see the bits that you've missed. So, and I'm sure you'll be like, wow, this place is amazing. Didn't know we had it. And yeah, so feel free to look back, rewind, and make yourself acquainted, obviously, if you're in the UK. Thank you so much, Lucille and Arthur. It's a pleasure having you here on the TTI Family Health Show, and I'm sure we'll see and hear from you again. And keep your eyes on the WhatsApp group, people, because if there's anything that we need to keep you informed of. You can ask your questions on there. Lucille and Arthur, obviously for the men's, it will be Arthur, for the women's, it will be Lucille. They'll be happy to answer your questions. Is that right?
Yes,
My
absolutely.
pleasure.
Thank you for inviting us to come on your platform.
You're welcome. Okay, so now it's that time. We're going to hear a little bit about health being a breath, I got to say it right, health being a breath of fresh air. Over to you, Edgar.
Hello, I hope you're all well. I would like, before I start, because I think it's connected with the presentation that I'm going to do, I've got Manor House's video and I would like to show it because I think the pictures are good, but I like the way they talk you through it on the video. So if everybody will just permit me, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show their video before I do my talk. And I went down there at the weekend and I was blown away with the facilities and the hospitality and the way they looked after us. And it was that good that I didn't want to leave. And the plan, I'm sure Arthur and Lucy will tell you, the plan was we were going to be there for a few hours and go. But when we left, it was kind of getting dark because we were so impressed with what we saw and the information and how nice they were to us. So if you permit me, I'm going to show you their video, if I can share my screen, and you see what you think. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, just hang on.
Manor House is a health education and wellness centre. It's a home-like retreat where people can come. They can come as a day guest, or they come as a residential.
Can't hear it though.
Learn about
Okay.
how they can look after their body.
You can't hear it at all?
So the Passion for Health Ministry.
That's better.
When I was 15, I was baptized and I was given a compilation of books. And in those pack of books was one book called Counsels and Diets and Health by Ellen G. White. And when I was 15, I started reading that book. It took me a little while, but by the end of reading that book, I became a vegetarian. And that's when I started becoming interested in health. I trained to be a registered nurse. I'm also a registered health visitor. I've got a community health nursing degree. I have done a Masters of Science in Public Health. So I've worked in the NHS since 1984, and I sort of still dabble in it at the moment. 2014, I did a medical ministry course, Wildwood's course called the Lay Institute of Global Health Training. And after that, I started practicing and working with people. Certain conditions respond better to lifestyle changes than to surgery, drugging, and radiation. We do not use drugs because when we use drugs, they are synthetic, they are toxic to the system, and oftentimes they just change the nature and the location of the disease. So our focus is healing the body and getting to the cause of the issue.
Mrs. House picked me up from the train station and brought me here, and they were very attentive. Sister Mercy helped me in my eating, exercise, water, and she directed me on how I should eat, and the exercising and walking all tied in. Everything that we ate, we either picked it ourselves, mostly, and the juicing, green juicing, we picked ourselves, and she did our vitals, and on the screen, she put up where we are, where we need to go, how far, and it gave me encouragement to keep on. Before I came here, I was diabetic. I was taking 3 metformins a day, Actually, tomorrow my doctor's gonna have a conference with me to take me off, I believe, the pills altogether because my diabetes has going down so low that I don't need the pills any longer. It's no sense coming if you're not prepared to go with the program because the program works.
So our health guests, when they come, they first get a health consultation and a health assessment. We do a body chemistry and we do some of the routine things which your GP would do. So we weigh them, visceral fat, blood pressure, and then based on those assessments, we see what's happening within the body. We also are able to identify the wrong habits that people may have that may contribute to their specific health condition. And then based on that, we then tailor, it's like a lifestyle prescription or protocol, which sets out when they should be exercising, what types of food they should be eating, what time they should be eating those food. And of course, it's all tailored to that person's specific work schedule or college schedule or how they live their life. Wellness centers should be like home-like retreats. So we live here, so one of the rooms, bedrooms is ours. So it's just like a home, but on a grander, bigger scale. So we've got a kitchen, but it's a big demonstration kitchen. We've got a dining room, it's a big dining room. This is our lounge, but we use it as an education lounge. So our healthcare sit here, they look at the presentations on the screen. We also have treatment rooms as well. So we've got 2 treatment rooms where our guests can be attended to. We also got a gym. So everything's a bit on a bigger scale. So Manor House is located on around 2 acres of land. So we've got a lot of land behind us. So last year we planted a lot of produce as much as we could and it produced abundantly. But we also wanted to be able to feed our health guests from our own gardens, and then we know that the food that we're giving our health guests is the best that nature can provide at the moment. So at Manor House, we have a team of people working with us. We have our head of therapy and treatment, who's Alison Miller, and she's worked with Barbara O'Neill. She spent time in Misty Mountain, so she does a lot of body alignment and assessments as well. We have male and female therapists who do massage. We do have a fantastic chef, qualified chef. She's plant-based as well, and some of the foods she produces is unbelievable, tastes fantastic. So the range of conditions, we have quite a few people with high blood pressure and diabetes, type 2 diabetes. We tend to work with those. Type 1 is a bit more tricky, but certainly type 2 diabetes, especially if they're on medication rather than insulin. We also work with, we've had people with cancers, different types of cancers, prostate cancer, lupus, had people with lupus as well.
And people who have come also because they want to prevent illnesses, and people who wanted to kickstart their health program as well.
Yes. Manor House is open to everyone. Yes. So you don't have to be religious whatsoever. They must know we are Christians, or we operate on Christian principles. And it's important for us to highlight that healing comes from God. It doesn't come from us. So when we do have any intervention, before we do a treatment, before we do a health assessment, we will pray. But no, we've had quite a few non-Adventist, non-Christians come into the centre and as residential guests. All types of services we provide at Manor House. We have the day clinic, which operates from Sunday to Thursday. So people can come for health consultations, for one-off treatments, colonic, for massages, for other treatments. We have the residential programs. So we have the Restore to Health program where people come for 7 days and they are taught about health. They get health assessments every day. They go on health walks, they have plant-based food. They're taught how they can incorporate all the health principles in their life. We also have short stays. So if people want to come for 2 or 3 days, they can do so. And then we have tailored programs for so people who've got specific health challenges where they may need to stay longer than 7-10 days, they can come and we provide a tailored program to their specific health problem. Okay, the best way to contact us is through telephone, mobile, or through email through the website, which is at the end of this video.
Okay, I hope you appreciated that. As I said, I've been there, and what I saw, I thought this is wonderful. So to my presentation now. The presentation that we're going to do today is on air, and that fits in quite nicely with what Arthur and Lucille was presenting with regards to going somewhere to receive healing to the body, not from them per se. They're kind of directing things. God is the healer. And if you don't believe, that's fine. There's a set way of how you become healthy. And I want to promote what we've been promoting since we've started, and that is New Start. Okay. Now, N is for nutrition, E is for exercise, W is for water, T is for temperance, A is for air, R is for rest, and T is for trust. Some say trust in God. Others will say, well, I don't believe in God, but whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, you still have to trust somebody. You still have to trust somebody. So, as I said, I'm going to focus on air, okay? Now, before we start, I'd just like to say this. Let me get to my slide. Just hang on a minute. I'm going to share my screen again. All right. Can you see that? Can everybody see that?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
All right. Okay. Okay. Now, when you look at that slide, green, beautiful, nice waterfall, what do you think of? It's inviting, isn't it? It's inviting. Now, I want to read this to you. It says here, oops, hang on, sorry. Let me just get this back. Right. Without air, man dies. How important is air? Without air, man dies. Air is the most vital element for man and animals. Listen to this. One may live a few weeks without food or days without water, but deprived of air, he would perish within minutes. I'm just going to stop for a moment, and I want you to think about that. How important is air? Even food. Lots of people love eating, but you can have some food and be able to survive for quite a while. But take somebody's breath away, minutes, it's all over.
Edgar, can I just stop you a minute? Can you just put your screen on full screen or slideshow mode?
Yeah, sure. Hang on.
Thanks.
Is that better?
Yes, thanks.
Okay, so my point is, the second point, could it be that some people are getting sick because of lack of air? Could it be that some people are getting sick because of lack of air? I'm just going to run through quickly a few benefits that air can bring you. Just hang on a minute. For example, you get vitamin D through the air, okay? The natural light with the sun, yeah, helps your sleep schedule. Now, if you notice, as I'm talking, I might kind of move from one health perspective to another. So I'm going from the air and I might touch on sun. I'm going from sun and I might touch on water, because all these health principles are connected. You can't separate them because you benefit from all of them. Now, if I ask, Jonathan, are you there? Jonathan, are you there?
Yes, yes, Edgar, I'm here.
If I was to say to you that you had a good doctor, would you keep hold of him?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, I'm saying that New Start or nutrition, exercise, water, every one of those is a doctor. And if you would keep hold of one good doctor and you know that it's going to benefit you, what about having all these 8 in your life? It's bound to have an impact that's going to help you. Yes? Would you agree?
Yes, I would.
I'm going to carry on. Fresh air will prove, this is a statement, and some might think, oh, this is a hard statement. But I want you to think about this statement. Fresh air will prove far more beneficial to the sick person than medicine, and is far more essential to them than their food. Thousands have died from want of pure water and air who might have lived. Think about that statement. More important than medication, thousands could have died and could have lived had they put air in its right place. Sometimes the reason why we don't receive the benefits that we want is because we have the wrong posture. You've seen it. People can be in the chair, and because the chair is comfy, they slouch. Yeah, and I bet if I was to switch on all your cameras and I could see you, I bet a lot of people are just sat up. You know what I mean? Because your posture is something that affects your ear. Okay, I'm just going to carry on with my list before I carry on with my slideshow. The air helps you to naturally unplug. Going outside in air, it helps you to revive yourself. It helps you to that natural blessing from the air helps your mind. It gives you like a downtime so that you can recharge your brain. It lowers stress hormones. And if you want a kind of a time parameter, 30 minutes of exercising and walking or something like that can make a massive difference in the air. As I just said, exercise, walking, sunshine, they're all linked. So it's hard to say one without speaking on another because of the power that they bring to the human body. Fresh air improves your blood pressure. It lowers your blood pressure, and it is a stress buster. Exercise or oxygen gives you a sense of well-being. Yeah. Did you know that the air and the sunlight is like a antibacterial? That's why we should open our doors or open our windows and let the light or the air or both come into the room. Okay, when you're active, going on exercise, but I'm saying exercise in the air, it pumps endorphins around your body. Again, talking about that well-being, feeling good. You might be that before you start exercising, you might feel, oh, I feel a bit down. But once you come back from exercising, man, I feel so much better. That's the endorphins. And one more, I think. It increases your energy, which is back on the same thing of what I was saying. But there's lots and lots of different things that exercise do. Oh, it improves your digestion. So by exercising, it helps you to metabolize the food better. So it's good to have a walk after you've exercised. Don't exercise. Don't do it after you've eaten. Yeah. So you can really get the benefits from it. There's more, but I'm going to stop there. I'm going to get back to my slide. Okay. Next one. Fresh air is full of negative charged ions that protects humans, animals from disease and even depression. Fresh air is chemically different from recirculated indoor air that has been breathed all day. Take, for example, tobacco smoking, city smog. Recirculation destroys the negative ions and renders the air less healthy. So when I talk about ionized air or negative energy, that's the kind of air you get from when you go in a forest, or, you know, when it rains, when there's been like a storm, you can go outside and the air is sharp. It's like fresh. That's what I'm talking about, the ions. Fresh air brings that to you in the right places. If you're going to go somewhere where there's lots of smog and things like that, well, you're not going to get it. But if you go somewhere where, like a forest or somewhere like that, somewhere near a river or near a lake, is just, that's where you're going to get it. Yeah. This is what my slide is saying. The best quality air, evergreen trees, beaches. I mentioned about a thunderstorm. Now, if you want to get the benefits, you should practice deep breathing. Deep breathing fresh air. It improves the sense of well-being. It increases the rate and quality of growth in plants and animals. It gives you a feeling of tranquility and relaxing, and it also lowers the resting heart rate. All this is by air. There's so much benefits you can get from air. Now, I'm sure many people on the platform have been on a beach and you've sat down and you think, man, this is beautiful. And I've just took a little picture of a beach, you know, just to show you, but this is like a scientific study that I was reading, and it's saying that the beach helps the brain. Yeah. According to scientific study, it shows that the beach is one of the best places to alleviate stress and healing. And I was on a beach in summer for a few days in Devon, because I couldn't go abroad. And you just think it's beautiful, it's lovely. So again, it's the air, it's the sunshine, even the sand on your feet. It all adds to that kind of experience and that relaxing feeling that you can get. Yeah. Okay, some tips to improve your health. Yeah. Air out your house. So open the door, open the windows. Give your body a shot of oxygen by taking frequent deep breaths. When you get up in the morning, go outside and take some deep breaths. It will do wonders. When you're going to bed, before you go to bed, go outside and take some deep breaths. When you're at work, if it's possible, I say if it's possible, because some people it's not possible, try and make that place more aired so that that air can come into your workplace, yeah? More improvements, health improvements. Remove or eliminate one cause of air pollution. You know, like I said about, there might be you're somewhere where there's cars, or, you know, try and get away from that. As I said before, open your bedroom window at night, you know. Breathe deeply. Right, exercise is a wonderful way to deep breathe. Now, I was reading something and it says, I'll just read this. It says, when you exercise, up to 26 gallons of air is moving in and out of your lungs per minute. 26 gallons. Exercise will increase the circulation of oxygen, enrich the blood in all areas of the cells. Your energy levels will increase. So by exercising, it goes up to 26 gallons is going into your lungs. Now imagine that. You need that quantity to keep yourself going. But that oxygen is going into the blood and it's reaching every single cell. What about a hike or a walk? Again, you're in nature, getting a bit of sun, you're using your lungs, you've got the sights, you've got the smells, surrounded by all the greenery, you know, just what the body needs. Walking, if you're not hiking, walking. Doesn't that picture look beautiful? And I'm sure many of you guys and women have been on a mountain somewhere and you get to the top and you think, wow, this is absolutely beautiful. So I'm recommending walking. And you don't have to walk for hours and hours and hours. 30 minutes. 30 minutes walking. An hour would be good, but you can do 30 minutes. Yeah, just walking. Another thing I would recommend is gardening. If you garden and you garden well, you will start to perspire. And again, you're in the sunlight, you're breathing more deeply, you're surrounded by lots of green things. It's just good for the system. So I'm recommending gardening, walking, hiking. You know, there's other exercises that you can do, but the main thing is get outside and receive the air that your body needs. Yes? And I'm just putting that there because it's beautiful. Mountain, seaside, in the garden, flowers. You've got all these green things, leafy vegetables, trees, and that is just releasing, you know, they release what we need. What we push out, they take it, and then they push out oxygen, what we need. So many blessings. So that is the end of my slideshow. And I'm saying the air that we breathe, we need. I'm just going to read something else. This says that the air, with its invigorating influence, if we will not refuse entrance, welcome it, cultivate it, it will prove a precious and soothing to the nerves. The influence of pure air, fresh air, is to cause the blood to circulate helpfully through the system. It refreshes the body and tends to render it strong and healthy, while at the same time, its influence is decidedly felt upon the mind and imparts a degree of composure and sincerity. Yeah. So air has so many benefits. I've just mentioned quite a few. And I think the challenge is for you to try and get some at the right time and in the right place. And that's the end of my talk. And I think we have a challenge. I'm going to hand you back to Sharon. And I believe there's a challenge, and we'll see what they have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Edgar. There's some comments in the chat. So if Lewis, can you pick some of those up as we go along? There may be some questions for you, Edgar.
Okay. I might not be able to answer all the questions, but I'm sure there's people in the chat, in the TTA team that can help.
Okay. Well, there's two comments here that I'll read. One says, air conditioners create positively charged ions. Edgar was speaking about negatively charged ions in the fresh air, which is good for healing. Air conditioners aren't that great. So it says, keep your windows open when you drive and in your bedrooms. So that's the best form of air conditioning, the fresh air outside. And somebody else, let's have a look. Oh, an amazing presentation. Thank you, Edgar. Thank you very much, Paula. That's so encouraging. And there's a few others that are saying, yeah, that was a well-balanced presentation. And that's what it's about, temperance, having a balance in all things. So appreciate that, Edgar. That was very good. So Chris.
That's okay.
Chris, are you ready for us to give us a challenge for this week?
I am, yes.
Oh,
I just need to share my screen. I haven't done screen share, but I have.
You'll be surprised. It's not that difficult. As long as you've got that button that says share and you're a co-host, you can do it.
So give me a second, please.
Okay. Not seeing any questions, but there are a lot of people have appreciated that talk. So.
Can you see that?
It says you've started screen sharing. Yes, we can see it.
Let me just put it on full screen.
So for those of you who are unaware, Chris is another member of our TTI admin team. Chris Higgins, he's there on the men's WhatsApp group. And he's going to tell us something that we can do this week. And just to let you know also, the challenges that we do, they're not just for the week. I mean, it's introducing us all to different concepts. But if you've done a challenge like 3 weeks ago, it doesn't mean you can't carry on doing it. You know, if there's something you think, you know what, I want to incorporate that into my lifestyle, then hey, it's your life. Make it the best. Okay, Chris, I'll be quiet now.
Okay, everyone. Can you see me? Yeah. All right. So your weekly challenge from TTI, True Temperance International, and it's already been covered in what Edgar said, but you'll see as we go through. Let me just, all right, okay. Open your windows. Edgar mentioned having windows open in the house. Very, very important to keep fresh air circulating around the home, especially in the bedchamber. This will promote good sleep right? We spoke about sleep a couple of weeks back, not a month ago, and it's very important to get proper rest for good health. So we want to have windows open in our homes. And I'm going to read a quotation from a book that I like called Counsels on Health. And it says this: those who have not had a free circulation of air, in their rooms. One sec, but this, I'm trying to figure out how to work the screen without. Right, hold on. Okay, yeah, those who have not had a free circulation of air in their rooms through the night, generally awake feeling exhausted and feverish, and know not the cause. It was air, vital air, that the whole system required, but which it could not obtain. The windows should be opened. That's why the challenge is open your windows. However, there's three parts, there's three challenges, but they're all connected, right? The first one is open the windows in your home. The windows should be open, the blinds fastened back or curtains, and the air allowed to circulate freely for several hours, if not all day, through the sleeping apartments. In this manner, the bed and the clothing will become thoroughly aired and the impurities will be removed from the room. Another thing that I want to throw in here is the use of an onion. Now, believe it or not, onions have a wonderful, in fact, onions are powerful in themselves, but they have a drawing property in them. And if you slice an onion in half and just put it in your sleeping chambers, in your bedroom, it will draw the impurities in the air to itself, or the toxicity that is in the air. So instead of you breathing in all of that toxicity throughout the sleeping hours, the onion will take in some of that. That will promote good health. Now, there's plenty of health benefits from onions. You can do onion tea, for instance, and that will help to relieve congestion from the lungs and promote good respiratory health. So moving on, challenge number two, green space. Edgar spoke about this also. Getting into some green space. So we're talking about a local country park, or it could be a nature reserve, or if you're fortunate like me and live in the countryside, it's going to be right on your doorstep. So you just go for a walk around your local area and you've got green space all around your fields, woodlands, but you want to be in a green space. And that is for at least 30 minutes twice in the week. Yeah, so that's the challenge. At least 30 minutes when you go out, want to go out into some green space for at least 30 minutes twice in the week. More if you want, it would be good if you could get out every day, but at least twice in the week for 30 minutes. That's the challenge. Number two. And number three, take deep breaths. So Edgar, this is how it's going to be done. So challenge number three might be a bit difficult for some, but because we're not used to breathing deeply, yeah, and using the full capacity of the lungs. So spend 5 to 10 minutes each day in the open air. Again, that's when you go in your green space, but still, you want to do this one every day. So you just go in your back garden, you just go outside the house. However, if you're in a congested area where there's a lot of smog and a lot of smoke, and that air is not pure. So you really want to do it in green space, yeah, where the air is purer. So for 5 to 10 minutes each day in the open air, taking no more than 6 complete breaths each time. Now, how do we do this? This is the method. Inhale slowly and deeply through the nose for 5 seconds, yeah, 5 seconds. Then exhale slowly through the mouth for 5 seconds. So for instance, you're counting in your head, you're doing your seconds, you're doing. And you're breathing with your diaphragm. You're not breathing with your chest. You're not raising up your chest when you're breathing. When you inhale, your belly should be going out. Your stomach should be going out. When you exhale, it should be going in, right? So you're breathing with your diaphragm, and you want to do this for 5 seconds a time, right? So inhale 5 seconds, exhale 5 seconds for 5 to 10 minutes each day in the open air. That's your 3 challenges for this week. And again, let's just talk about some of those benefits. So this just reiterate what Edgar said. It relieves stress when you deep breathe in the pure air. It relieves stress and reduces anxiety. Now, you know, we're living in interesting times, let's say. COVID-19, a lot of people, they're stressed, they're worried, they're fearful about the future, so on and so forth. There's a lot of anxiety, right? That's not good for health. And we here at TTI want to promote health. Health, health, health. Health is by choice, not by chance, right? So you have to do these things to promote good health. Increases vitality and helps to eliminate depression, right? Pure air improves muscle function, mental power, and exercise tolerance. So we spoke about exercise last week. Well, if you want a bit more endurance when you're doing your exercise, because you find yourself, you know, being fatigued quite early and you're giving up too quick, deep breathing helps so that you can go longer, right? Oxygenates the blood cells and so on and so forth. So better oxygen levels are reached during deep breathing at 3 to 6 breaths per minute, yeah? Which is what we just spoke about. Few more is good for the digestive system. So when you eat, go for a digestive walk, 15 to 20 minutes. This will help the body to absorb the nutrients from the food. Helps improve blood pressure and heart rate. So believe it or not, it can reduce high blood pressure. It can get your heart rate to the normal rate it's supposed to be. Strengthens your immune system. And now we need strong immune systems. Cleans your lungs, yeah, and increases your energy level and gives you a sharper mind. So that's what we want, right? So these are the benefits from deep breathing. That's challenge number 3. So just to summarize, so that you get in there, you can take a screenshot or a picture of the screen, so you got your challenge down. But these are the 3 challenges on the screen, and I'll leave that up there for a minute. So as we say, you know, health is not by chance, it's by choice, right? So let's promote good health in the system. Let's do our part to take care of ourselves, especially in this health crisis that we're in, COVID-19. All right, back over to you, Sharon. Thanks a lot, everyone. Hope you get on well with the challenge.
Okay, Chris, that's some really good information there. It's a challenge that everybody, I think, can do. Some of the challenges we set, you might think, oh, that's a bit hard. Oh, I haven't got this, I haven't got that bit of equipment, which is fair enough, but everybody needs to breathe. Okay, put up your hand. Put up your hand if you don't need to breathe. All right, I'm going through, I'm on the phone. I don't see one hand. Okay, so everybody, I didn't expect to see anyone anyway. Chris, if you don't mind, stop ending your screen share. I think that's enough time. Everybody should have had a screenshot now. Yeah, so everybody needs to breathe. So that challenge is going to be crucial for all of us, really. We take advantage of what we have until we don't have it. Those who are struggling, there's people with COPD, there's people with asthma, there may be some people even on this platform now who are struggling with their breathing. But there is still hope. Okay, with each breath you take, there is still hope, and it can be improved. Now, I did mention my pomegranate at the beginning, for those of you that were on here, and you're probably thinking, did she forget it? I nearly did. I nearly did. As Chris held up his onion, I was like, the pomegranate. So what does this have to do with fresh air? Okay, pomegranate. If you was to cut this, I'm not going to do it now, but if you were to cut it, you'd see all these little red cells in here. And Edgar, what organ does that kind of remind you of? You have to.
The lungs.
Yep, the lungs. Okay. Anybody else? What else do you think it might remind you of?
The heart.
The heart. That's an interesting one. Okay, that's not what I was thinking of, but yeah. Okay, it's got chambers. So yeah. What I was thinking about was the blood cells. Okay. And did you know that when you eat pomegranate, it helps your blood to become more oxygenated? So if you was to go, I mean, I did this little experiment. I went on the pulse oximeter, you know, when you put your finger in the thing and it measures how much oxygen's in your system. So or with the percentage oxygen. So I did that. It was high, but it wasn't at its best. And then I ate my pomegranate, tried it again, 100%, straight up there. So I tried it. So pomegranate season's coming up. If you can have some call it pranganate, whatever you call it. It's this thing which when you cut it open, you see all this beautiful red juice coming out, and that's so good. So as Edgar said, it all mixes up. You've got the nutrition to help you with your air. Okay, so some questions, some comments on the chat. Lewis, what do we have here?
Sorry, Sharon, you mentioned my name.
Yeah, you're going to help me out with these questions on the chat?
Yes. So we got a few questions. I think there's one for Chris actually. Chris, it says, does that mean leaving cut onions just exposed when we have leftover from food preparation? That's a question in the chat. Do we leave cut onions exposed after we prepare our food? In other words, I think I know Chris mentioned the onion drink. So.
Well, you can do, but what I was talking about is using a fresh onion, so just cutting it in half, and then just leaving it in a room, especially your bed chamber, and allowing it to draw the toxins in the air to itself rather than you breathing them in. But I'm saying onion's powerful, so even if you're not using all your onion and you just leave a little bit on the side or in your sleeping chambers, like I said, it's still gonna draw to itself, those impurities. So I guess you can, yeah.
Lewis,
Okay,
you mentioned a drink. Has anybody tried an onion tea on here? I know Shirlene sometimes makes them and her children. She says they really like them. Jonathan, how does that help with breathing?
So so you can use that, like I said, you can use onion tea, or there's also onion poultice that can potentially be used as well to open up the lungs, especially those who've got asthma. So that's something we can speak about more in the group chat, the onion poultice, just to give people an idea. So that's like literally onions and some olive oil, flour, and you turn it into a paste. You lay that on the chest, and that's good to open up the lungs to increase the air capacity. And I think Edgar and Chris also mentioned exercise is good. So even when you're out there doing the challenge in the open space, a nice brisk walk will help also to open up the lungs as well. I know Chris has mentioned keeping the air open. So Chris, just to clarify, or Edgar, so when it's cold, is that still recommended to keep the windows open? Will you catch a cold? I know some people got that fear of catching a cold in the winter, like with our windows open while we're sleeping. How do we address like draft and stuff like that when it's cold, the fresh air?
It's not good to sleep in a draft, but it's still good to have air circulating. So one advocation is that you might, if it's cold, you might not have the room that you're in directly open, or you might have the window open just ajar, just a little bit. Another way you can do it is you can have another room where it's open, but that air is circulating, so you still receive some air, but you're not directly in a draft. But it's still good to have air circulating all the time.
Yeah, and just to add to what Edgar's saying, have the door in the room open as well. Don't shut the door. Just crack the window open if it's cold outside. Like right now, it's summer, going into the autumn season. And so the temperature's not too bad outside. But what you would do in order to maintain a proper temperature in the room is for yourself anyway, is that use an extra blanket on the bed. So you wrap up well, but you still have that window cracked open a little bit, 2 inches, 3 inches, allowing fresh air to continually circulate.
Yeah, that's good.
A good practice in the winter, I think, is to have the bathroom window open.
Okay, so there's lots of healthy tips there. It's even though it's cold, we still need the fresh air. Okay, so we don't want old air. We want, it can be cold but not old. Yeah.
I was saying in the presentation, and I'll say it again, that every cell of the body is benefited from the fresh air, and it's like bringing it a charge which is fed by the blood. So it's really, really important to get the fresh air.
Yep, it was mentioned that Lucy on here said that the cold air is actually vitalizing. So we do the thing with the cold water challenge where you do the hot and the cold, and your body says woo in that cold water, but your cells are like, they really do vasodilate, vasoconstrict when you go through the hot and the cold. And that's another way to get fresh air circulating in your body, because the blood will bring the oxygen around the body through water therapy treatments.
It was also mentioned, Sharon, in the presentation that it's good to improve sleep. And it would be interesting to see if anybody tried it in the week and you know, have a testimony to share how they got on.
Definitely, that would be excellent. Someone put on the chat, do these sessions happen weekly, as in the Zoom platform? And yes, they do. They are a weekly session. We've been going since, oh, when did it first begin? Was it around April time, May time?
Many weeks ago, even months.
Okay. Yeah, months ago. And so yes, this has been a weekly show. So this platform will continue for as long as, well, as long as you need it, you want it, and we're able to do this. Someone's asking for a repeat of the poultice. Please repeat the onion poultice for respiratory health. It may well be something that we're going to put in the chat. So let's see who asked for this one.
I know, just to mention, Sharon, for that person as well, if they're joining us for the first time, we do have a women and a men WhatsApp group, and the links are in the chat. So if anybody who joined us for the first time want to join any of those groups, are more than welcome to do so.
Have you put the links to the WhatsApp group in the chat?
I can repeat it. I can repost it, sorry.
Yes, please. Yes, please. The men's and the women's. So Synth, are you in the WhatsApp group?
Oh, no.
Okay. If you look at the, Jonathan's going to post the link, and we'll give you more information on the poultices in the group. Unless one of the other admin staff, admin team wants to share on here right now. But you have to be careful when you're using these poultices that you don't, so some of these poultices you don't want to put directly on the skin. But perhaps Dr. Louisa could give us a bit more input on that one.
Okay. Hi, Sharon, and thank you.
Hi.
Thank you, Edgar. That was a very beautiful presentation. I especially like the part where you added about the negatively charged ions. People must not underestimate that power. We have seen people who you will only realize the difference once you go to a place that is negatively charged. And the country living in the beaches are negatively charged as opposed to being in the cities where there's a lot positively charged. So you will feel yourself, your energy levels are low, they're sapped. So keep that in mind. I know personally, I went to a hotel and I forgot to keep the window open. I woke up in the night and I felt that I couldn't breathe. So do try this over the week. Studies have shown, especially for those people who are diabetic, have shown that low oxygen levels cause insulin resistance. So it affects your beta cells and their ability to make insulin, and also their sensitivity, the rest of the body sensitivity to it. So fresh air is very critical, as Edgar said. Every cell is important. With regards to the Sharon, you're absolutely right. The onion, especially also the garlic, they can burn the skin if you're going to use them. It's a little lung issues and lung problems. So take the opportunity now that especially the lockdown rules are a bit down, go out by the sea, go out into nature, have plants around and get that fresh air. You will feel very different.
Thank you, Dr. Louisa. Someone's posting now. Charlene's the expert at this and she's had to pop out. Someone's posting the request for the women's WhatsApp group link. I'm not that techno savvy. Okay, everybody has their skills. So Jonathan, is it possible? I think you put something in the waiting room. I'm not sure it actually went into the into this chat. I think it's gone into the waiting room.
Sorry, I'll post it. Sorry, I'll post both of them, but I think it may go into the waiting room, as I said.
Yeah. So hold on there, everyone. Just it will come on there. So just to let you know, next week our presentation will be coming from the lovely lady you've just heard from, Dr. Louisa. She's going to be giving us a talk on oh, it's just slipped my mind and I don't have my notes with me. Forgive me, but I will be tuning in.
How to boost the immune system, I think.
Is that correct, Dr. Louisa? Boosting the immune system?
Not quite. For everybody, I have to say, there have been debates about vaccinations and all of these things. I would like everybody to understand the immune system and how it works, so that when the time comes for everybody to make choices about what they're going to do in terms of protecting their body, they can make an informed choice. So I'm going to teach you how your body works in terms of immunity. So please definitely tune in so that you are informed to make the best choices for yourself and for your family.
Thank you. So making the best choices. Now, Jonathan, I know that you just posted the links to the WhatsApp groups, but I don't know which one's the men's and which one's the ladies. So the first one you posted was which one?
The first one is for the ladies and the second one is for the men.
Thank you for that clarification. So the ladies WhatsApp group, for those of you who are on this platform now that wish to join, it's the first post that Jonathan's put, and the men, the brothers, it's the second post, okay? And we'll keep you informed. Some people are privileged to be on both. They know what they are, but they're privileged to be on both. And so if something goes on one and it needs to go on the other, they will pass it through. But there's not many people. Even I don't have that privilege. Okay, so
just say some exception was made for the doctor.
Yeah, there you go.
Just let's say that.
Yeah. So unless we have any more questions on here or any more comments, I think we can finish early today. That gives you an extra 20 minutes to get out there and get some of that fresh air before it gets too cool or dark, while it's healthy.
Just to acknowledge Alvin, I can see him in the background walking along all through the program.
I wasn't sure if that was like real or if it was, so this is real time, Alvin. Thumbs up. Okay, that's definitely real time. Okay, so some of the things that Edgar was saying about exercising in the fresh air with the sunshine, and he's making himself tired, so he should be able to get a good sleep when he gets home. He's also, but before that, he's getting a bit hungry, I'm sure, so he's going to want some food, good nutritious food. Yeah, I'm seeing a thumbs up. So you never know, he might even get some pesto and eat some good raw nutrition. Yeah. Right, so thank you so much everyone for joining us. Unless there's anybody that wishes to share an experience, because you may have come in a bit later and you missed the opportunity earlier of how you've been through. Oh, I did a sprint today. Okay, I went for a walk in the park with my son, the 12-year-old, and we did a little bit of exercise, just a little bit, you know, I'm getting on. But I did a sprint. So, Lewis, I'm still doing the exercises.
Sounds good.
Alvin looks like he's in some nice space there.
Obviously, Alvin's doing the exercises.
You know, in that
He's
nice
showing us some country lanes in Wales. Yep.
Also, I was gonna say, if anybody's got a disability and they struggle to get out, right, at least do the onion purifier. You know, just slice the onion in half. You know, take off the skin, slice the onion in half, and then show us your onion at the end of the, next week. You know, just to show how it's drew in lots of toxicity, because it changes color, it oxidizes obviously, but it you know, it shrivels up, and you can see, you know, that it's definitely taken something in. It's taken some hits for you. So just purify your ear with the onion.
To take a before and after photograph.
Yeah.
Onion before, onion after. Okay, so I'm sure you're going to have a good week, an oxygenated week, no matter what the weather is. If it's cold like here, well, it's supposed to be summer, but it's starting to feel a bit cool now.
Just to say, Sharon, at this point, can we give anyone who an opportunity if they want to talk about anything pertaining to health, what they've been learning so far, anything before we close out?
Of course.
Hi there, do you want to speak?
No. You'll just need to.
Is that Vivo want to say something?
You'll just need to unmute, which you have done.
This is Karen.
There's a little bit of noise in your background there, Vivo. You may go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, this is Karen Beckford from Jamaica.
Hello, Karen.
Yeah, I'm from Jamaica here. I'm so interested about the onion and the fresh air, like the opening of the window. And all of that. While listening, I got up and opened all the windows.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because I did not know, so it's something new to me. Like, oh wow, I have to open up the windows and doors because I've been locked in. So, and the onions, I'm gonna try the tea. I'm gonna see what it's like. And I'm gonna try it in the bedroom as well and see how it comes from.
Is this your first time on the show?
Indeed, it is.
Welcome, and I hope you will be able to join us each week and even invite friends or family. And let us know how you get on with the onion.
Yes, indeed, I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing, Karen. It's always lovely to have new friends on the platform. And
just to let you know, as Sharon was saying as well, we do have a ladies WhatsApp group. If you want to join it, the link is there. And we also have a men WhatsApp group as well for any men, family member or so in your life.
Okay, good. Yes, I'm interested, so I'll get that down. Thanks very much.
Okay.
You're welcome.
And you get lots of sunshine out there in Jamaica, so yeah.
Oh yes, the sun is shining right about now. It's beautiful outside. Beautiful.
Oh, that's good. I wish you could send some over, but hey, one should not. I should not covet. I should be happy with my rain this morning and happy that it's now stopped raining and I can sit outside.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much, Karen. I think Joseph might want to say something. Would you like to say something, Joseph?
Go ahead, Joseph.
Yes, and I greet the group, everyone, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Hi, Joseph.
Yes, I want to share about onion. I've been testing the issue of onion. I've discovered that onion really works on when someone is feeling feverish or the throat is feeling some sores on the throat. You just cut an onion and chew an onion. Your throat will be cleared. Whether you're feeling fluish, the flu will disappear with just eating an onion, a slice of onion. And even on a wound, if you have a wound or you have been bitten or by mosquitoes or any insect, you just cut an onion and rub it on the wound. The wound will get well. So onion really works miracles.
Wow, onions on a mosquito bite. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah, I've tested whether you're just bitten by anything, you just take an onion and rub it. It sucks the poison off and you feel well.
Thank you very much, Joseph. I think we might have to do some experiment with that one.
Yeah, that's good. There's so much healing in nature.
Yes.
And wow. Anybody else? Hi, Jenny. Sis.
God is good. Finally, I found you in action. Yeah, nice to see you. Lovely to hear the program. And Uncle Mike is here as well. Yeah, Uncle Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Right. We'll have a go at the onion next week. We've had our fresh air today.
Hi, Mike and Jenny. Good to see you.
Yeah, lovely. Nice to see you. Wales is beautiful when the weather's good. So come soon, Sharon.
Okay, it's not too far either.
Not too far from Alvin, so great.
We don't have to self-isolate when we come back from Wales.
No, you're safe. Yeah, brilliant.
For now.
Yeah, oh, lovely. Nice to see you guys. Keep it up, yeah?
Thank you. Thank you.
And I've joined the ladies group, so I'm good. I've sent it to Louise.
Oh,
as well.
nice one. Nice one.
Good. I'll share it. Speak soon.
Okay, speak soon.
Sharon. Yeah.
Yes, Louise.
Just another tip with the onion. If you're having a bad cough, especially works in children particularly. I used it myself and my kids. Especially when Eve got a bad cough. You slice the onion, wrap on the sole of the feet,